Hello, I'm here today in front of SkySong in southern Scottsdale, which is the Arizona State University Technology Center. It was built back in 2009. It sits on about 42 acres and immediately started filling up with new companies ranging from students getting grants to make 3D glasses for the movie industry to 3 working moms who developed a large media agency here, all the way up to like Canon and Quest. All the companies here have affiliations with the university and access to the engineering, all the technology, the professors, some remarkable work being done out of these 2 buildings. There's 75 companies, 30% of them are international as of today, and it brings over $100 million annually into the Scottsdale economy. And it's growing like a weed. They're at about 85% capacity, and if you guys know anything about Phoenix real estate, 50% capacity is a typical office space these days. The topic for today with regards to marijuana is potency. Is the marijuana today that much more potent than it was back in the 1960s? Well, a lot of people think that it is. And there's a project at the University of Mississippi called the Potency Monitoring Project. And over the last 40, 50 years, they've been looking at samples that were sent in from various law enforcement agencies around the country. And what they found for the first 30 years of the project is that the potency ranged anywhere from the THC, which is the psychoactive component of marijuana, anywhere from 2% to 3.5%. So not a huge discrepancy. You know, people seem to think that the marijuana of today is like 5 to 100 times more potent than it was back in the 60s. Well, I got news for you. It isn't. Now, a few things have happened in the last 10 years, maybe 15 years, that have seen an increase in potency. For one, there's more individual growers. For instance, in Arizona, medical marijuana is now legal. The parts of the program are being debated with the federal government and everything, but for the individual patients who are suffering and debilitated conditions and they get their Arizona medical marijuana ID card, they can grow their own. I think it's up to 10 or 12 plants. So they can get some hydroponics equipment and go after that, or they can get a caregiver who can, I think, treat about 4 patients and have it that way. That growing can be done with some genetic strains that might be that much more potent and provide marijuana for those debilitated individuals, and be a lot more potent than the typical 2 to 3.5%. You might be talking 7 or 8%. So it's at least double, maybe triple. When you add that together as a conglomerate, it doesn't change any national averages. You know, all the marijuana coming in from Mexico or whatever, that's the bulk of what these potency percentages are. But when you start talking about medical marijuana, which is now legal in 16 states plus the District of Columbia, for the most part what you're looking at is either dispensaries, which, you know, a lot of states don't have dispensaries, or collectives. A lot of it is individual caregivers or patients. That's not going to change any national average, but it might be a lot more potent than your typical, you know, marijuana national average. So what does that mean? Does it more potent mean that there's more chance of problems with marijuana in this country? The answer is no. There's never been a fatal overdose from marijuana in the United States reported. And what it may do is, you know, smoking marijuana, the smoke from it can be harmful to the lungs. That's really the main organ that we see having problems potentially with marijuana. If it's more potent, medical marijuana patients can smoke less to get the effect that they need to help with, you know, the glaucoma or the chronic pain or the hepatitis or whatever the debilitated condition, or, you know, the HIV, things like that. So it might be better that it's more potent. Or you may need to smoke less. You don't have to buy as much. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But overall, the answer is no. Marijuana in this country is not more potent than it was back in the 1960s and 70s. For certain indications and for certain probably regional reasons, you know, for medical marijuana, yes, you might see some more potent marijuana, but overall, it's no different. Anyway, check out our website, ArizonaMMC.com. There's a blog, lots of information. If you're looking for a medical marijuana evaluation, our doctors are licensed, compassionate, and knowledgeable. Just push start here on the website. It's a very easy sign-up form. We'll get you squared away. Thank you very much.